Hello friends, I hope you're doing well. Quick video today. Many have likened the time that we're into the Exodus, where the Israelites were taken out of oppression in Egypt, but they had to suffer through the 10 plagues and all the uproar and disruption in society before finally being taken out. Now, I was studying the book of Exodus, and it occurred to me when I read the final plagues that one of the last plagues was the plague of darkness. And that plague came prior to the plague of the death of the firstborn, after which we see that Pharaoh finally relented and finally let the people go. The 10 plagues of Egypt. The first plague, water turns to blood. The second, the plague of the frogs. The third, the plague of lice. The fourth, the plague of flies. The fifth, the plague of sick cattle and livestock. The sixth, the plague of boils. The seventh, the plague of fire and hail. The eighth, the plague of the locusts. The ninth, the plague of darkness. The 10th and final plague, the plague of the death of the firstborn. It occurred to me that we are in a time, a modern day exodus, being freed from the shackles of oppression, which many have said, and many in the body of Christ clearly see this. And it's interesting when you look at the plagues and what the people had to go through, that you can see parallels, because there are many rumors of a potential blackout, days of darkness, days of technology shutting down, and to be prepared for that. Boom, 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 boom. A week to remember, dark to light, blackout necessary. I believe that this is one of the posts that began the discussion on potential blackouts and outages, media shutdowns. And although we have seen some glimmers of outages, apparently it's possible we may see something more extensive. Again, I reiterate, I do not know if this will happen, but I do believe in expecting the very best, preparing for the worst, and being fruitful in any and every season. Well, I don't know if it will happen, but it may very well occur. And if it does happen, it seems to be such a clear parallel of the plague of darkness in the book of Exodus. The plague of darkness was the 9th out of the 10 plagues. What was highlighted to me as I studied this was the fact that it was one of the final plagues before their deliverance. And I see this as a parallel to today, that if indeed we do experience days of darkness and a blackout, not to fall into fear, but to remain in the peace of the Lord, understanding that He's working through this and it's necessary. And so if it does occur, if it does happen, it may very well be one of the final plagues of this modern day Exodus before the deliverance. And the final stage being the death of the firstborn, which tells me that unfortunately there may have to be some deaths among the wicked before being finally set free. Please bear in mind that this is merely an interpretation. Only time will tell how things will play out. I have much more to say on this topic, but I just wanted to leave you with this. And I wanted to prepare you for a potential blackout, days of darkness. It may happen or it may not. But if it does, contemplate the plague of darkness in the book of Exodus and see how that was one of the final stages the Israelites had to endure. But it was all worth it for their eventual deliverance from slavery and oppression. And of course, for their younger generations to live and enjoy the promised land. So, That's all I wanted to say today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you soon. Shalom. The ninth plague of darkness. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, darkness which may even be felt." So Moses stretched out his hand toward heaven, and there was thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They did not see one another, nor did anyone rise from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings.